Dude. Holy dude.
Hey yo, welcome back to the channel, and I can't even lie, I really do feel bad for my dog Hoshina because he ain't clearing paths for Mina no more. That's for sure about to be Kafka's job from now on, dog. But on a real note, I am very happy that we took a step back from all of the fighting and just really allowed for Kafka and Mina to have a genuine conversation with one another. It felt very needed and it felt oh so relatable, dog. Because we've all had that childhood-like innocence where we dream of what we're going to become. We just think about what we're going to ascertain to, the feats that we're going to accomplish. But life might not play out exactly how you think it, not like how you imagine it. And Matsumoto's imagery to show this is absolutely beautiful, dog. Seeing the original panel of what Kafka thought it was going to be like fighting side by side with Mina versus what reality actually is fighting side by side with Mina. Regardless of how he got there, he gets a chance to keep his promise to Mina. He gets a chance to chase his dreams, and that is one of the core themes of this manga that we have stuck with since day one, dog. And we're going to talk about that imagery between those two panels in this chapter. But man, my biggest complaint about chapter 109 is that it was too short. I think this is the shortest chapter that we have gotten since this series has come out. But when imagery is this beautiful and we finally get touching moments this emotional, how can you even be mad, dog? So let's go ahead and get into it. Chapter 109 starts off with a flashback to Mina and Kafka's childhood, and Mina's asking Kafka what kind of officer he wants to be when he gets older. And Kafka's response makes me laugh because he describes all people that are currently serving in the force now. He says that he's going to wear a snazzy combat suit with the highest unleashed combat percentage in Defense Force history, just like Hoshino wearing the number 10 suit and having 100% unleashed combat power. He says that he's going to be a master blade wielder, just like Hoshina, both Hoshina, Soichiro and Soshiro. He says that he's going to be the strongest sharpshooter around. Well, you're talking to her, Mina Ashiro. He says that he's going to have the highest kaiju kill count of 10,000 like Hikari Shinomiya. And then finally, he says that he's going to be first in the captain popularity poll for 10 years straight. It's kind of like how Gen Narumi wants to be, but it's actually Dalton. I have the official proof right here. This is the award that I got for being the most popular captain. So Kafka just wants to be like a bunch of us captains that are currently serving on the force now.
Boy, if you don't get.
But then Mina goes on to talk about what her goals are as an officer, and she wants to be the kind of officer that saves a lot of lives, whether that's other officers, citizens, or even pets. She just wants to make sure that nobody dies whenever she is working on a mission. And I love how big Kafka and Mina are dreaming as kids, bro. That is that childhood-like innocence of dreaming big, and it's what you have to do to even have a chance at accomplishing those dreams. But at the same time, it also shows you how naive and innocent they are. Kafka wants to be a master of absolutely everything and become the strongest in history. That's dreaming pretty big. Mina wants to keep everybody from dying on a literal battlefield. That's dreaming pretty big, right? But at the same time, it's how you have to dream as a child to even have a chance of making those dreams come true. But once we got past that scene, it showed us the panel again of Mina and Kafka standing together side by side. And I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but I want to compare this panel with the last panel. And I just love Matsumoto's imagery. And it just goes with the theme of this chapter that things might not end up exactly how you dreamed them. Kafka has had this picture in his mind since the beginning of this manga of him and Mina fighting together side by side. He thought that they were going to be fighting some huge dragging looking kaiju, and Mina was going to be holding a scythe, and Kafka was also going to be standing in his defense force suit, and they were going to be together side by side versus that huge dragon like kaiju. That's not what ended up happening. That dream that Kafka had, that's not what it is. But he still does get to keep that promise though. His dreams might not be exactly how he imagined it, but he's still living in that dream. And that imagery by Matsumoto is dope. Him showing that he's still side by side with Mina. facing against Kaiju number 9 with Mina. And her hair isn't down like in his original dream. It's in a ponytail. And she's not holding some huge scythe. She's holding a hand pistol. And Kafka is not wearing his defense force suit. He is a kaiju, when their goal is to wipe out kaiju together. So Matsumoto's imagery in this chapter of showing that your dreams might not end up exactly how you imagined them, but you can still chase them, is absolutely beautiful, dog. The panel work of showing those two realities and those two dreams. Hey man, I ain't got much else to say.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT!
And the other thing that felt very needed this chapter was for Mina to finally stand on business and call Kafka a liar to his face, and she did just that. She said, "Liar, you said that you would catch up right away. I thought that you'd never make it. And there's back on the rooftop. Even then, you didn't rely on my aid. You're trying to handle things all on your own, aren't you?" And seeing Mina say that, yo, it warmed my heart for Mina, because it also shows how much she truly cares and never stopped believing in Kafka. She didn't tell him, "I knew that you were never going to make it." She was just wondering what took him so long, man. She was wondering what took Kafka so long to fulfill that promise that they've had since being children. And Kafka apologized because he's not the man now that he thought that he was gonna be. He's not the man that has a 10,000 kaiju kill count. He's not the man that is a master blade user. He's not a man wearing a snazzy suit. He's just Kafka Hibino, kaiju number 8, here to fight alongside Mina. And Mina apologized too, because she wanted to be an officer that wouldn't allow deaths to happen when she stepped onto that field. Yet there have been countless officers that have died since she's been on that field. The first time that she ever shot that huge cannon, what powered her through that, her fears, was the fact that she was hearing how many of her comrades were dying and were being hurt while fighting these kaiju. So neither Mina nor Kafka have grown up and fully become exactly what they dreamed that they were going to be when they were naive and young. And that's how we all are. None of us have truly become that perfect image of what we thought that we were going to be as naive children. But no matter what you are now, you have to keep on pushing. And that's the message that Mina gives to Kafka. She tells him, "I haven't become the adult that I wanted to be either. But even so, we have to keep moving forward." And man, come on, like, if you read Kaiju number 8 and you truly love this series for the theme of what it is, this chapter with zero action should have moved you emotionally mountains, bro. It should have just moved you mountains. Seeing Mina say thank you for being by my side, and both of them are finally playing out what we have been waiting for since chapter 1. It was a beautiful chapter, dog. I know that I do wish that there was some sort of like moment of Kaiju number 9 being involved a little bit, maybe some fighting, but honestly, once I got done with the end of this chapter, I don't think that this chapter needed it. This chapter was meant to be for Mina and Kafka, and it was worth it for me. Regardless of what anybody says. I know there are going to be people that complain because this is a battle shonen series, and people are going to say, "Well, what happened with Kaiju number 9? Why isn't he fighting in this?" Get over it. Get over it. Have a little sappiness in you. Have a little corniness in you. These are literally our main characters. You be seeing people all the time complain that Mina never talks to Kafka, especially you talk about the anime onlys. They be talking about how much they don't like Mina because she doesn't talk to Kafka. So a moment like this, man, it just felt very needed for this series. It felt needed for their relationship. And as a reader that loves this series, I love seeing them two have their moment together. And now we get to watch them do what we've been waiting for the whole manga. They're about to kick number 9's ass standing together side by side. What are we talking about? Are you not gassed? Are you not entertained? So regardless, yo, I will definitely be dropping another video, obviously on the 4th of July, whenever this chapter does come out. But until then, be on the lookout. I'll see if I have a couple more kaiju ideas, so I might drop some more kaiju content between now and then if y'all want it. And if there's certain subjects that y'all want me to talk about in this series, I always say, let me know in the comments below, because I'm always interested in seeing what kind of things you guys are thinking about. What kind of questions does this series evoke out of you? So if you did watch this video, as always, arigato. Bro, I never be saying it, but like, also subscribe to the channel and like the video if you did like the video. And yeah, other than that, I will catch you later, yo. Peace.